First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Mashiach Yahushai. I only got a couple precepts I just want to bring out real quick, real fast. It's about studying. It's about studying. We bring out 2 Timothy 2 and 15. 2 Timothy 2 and 15.
Okay.
Proverbs
Everybody got it, say con.
15, 28. Yeah, it's an important thing, man. Put this work in, man. You gotta study. You know, even me, I'm new at this thing. I'm a babe.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, still trying to put this work in.
There you go.
It's 2 Timothy 2 and 15. You know y'all have.
Con, this is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 15. And it reads, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
See, we gotta stay fast in this thing.
Right.
Like, we can't be playing. You know, we got people out here. You know, most of us, playing games, Xboxes, PlayStation, or they watching Netflix all day. You know, just stuck on the worldly things, worldly stuff. So we want to try to, eliminate some of those things, eliminate some of them, and get more grounded in the Most High.
Right.
We need to stay on top of that.
Con, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 28.
Everybody do that first Peter 15, 3 and 15.
Yes.
3 and 15.
Okay.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 28. It says, the heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things.
Wow. Hey, so what that's saying is, you gotta change your heart. The way you love that game, the way you love, watching sports, NFL, you like watching the games, playoffs. You gotta have the same amount of love for the Most High, and studying the Bible. Staying diligent in this thing. Present your body as a living sacrifice. Right. So, we have to, just meditate on that, and just keep that in mind when we're doing some of the things that we're doing, throughout our day. We got 24 hours in a day. What are we doing?
Right.
We need to be studying. That's right. And then people want to say, oh, I got all these problems, but what are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing about it? Are you drawing closer to the Most High? Because if you're not, then you're leading, you're going down the wrong path. Right. Period. So, you got that?
Yeah, let me get 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 15. And when everybody got it, say con.
Okay.
I like that.
What is that?
Yeah.
First Peter 15.
Yep.
3:15.
Con. So this is the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 15, and it reads, but sanctify the Lord God in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear.
Meekness and in fear. You gotta be humble.
Right.
Be humble in this thing, man.
Right.
You know, when it goes back to, you know, when you gotta be ready for whatever somebody throw at you. You gotta be ready. You gotta be on top of your game.
Right.
You know, when you at the plantation and you know you getting all these people asking all these questions, you know, and you ain't got no answer, they look at you like you a fool.
Right.
They be like, you know, oh, I thought you was holier than thou, or you was this and that, you know. But you know, you just gotta stay on top of your game. You know, when a brother or sister come up and they need help, you gotta be able to answer that question. You know, to be able to bring it out with the word. You know, so you be able to help them, help that brother, help that sister. You know. So we just want to stay on top of our A game, be on our A game when we're out here, and you know, we're dealing with the world. You know,
That's real. And the only way you're gonna be able to be ready to give an answer to somebody is if you know the answer.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta know these answers to these questions that our people ask.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Adam and Eve was the first two people on earth. How did the rest of the earth populate then?
Right.
Did their children have children and they slept with their brothers and sisters and all? No, it didn't work like that. Then you got to go to Genesis and show them, break it down to them. You got to be ready to give an answer. And you won't be ready to give an answer if you don't study. You got to study. It's very important that you study every day. He said meditate in his word day and night. Then you'll have good success. Then you'll be prosperous. You know what I'm saying? People going to question your faith. They going to question what you believe in. You got to give them an answer. You got to stand on it. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand on it.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 32. Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 32.
Okay, Con.
Good.
Book of Sirach, chapter 6, verse 32. And it reads, My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent.
That's right.
you gotta be grounded. You gotta have your mind in it. You gotta have your mind in this thing. We also have a definition for prudent.
Right? The word prudent means a cautious, circumspect, practically wise, careful of the consequences of enterprises, measures or actions, cautions not to act when the end is of doubtful utility or probably impractical. You know, so being prudent means to be cautious, to be circumspect, to have discernment is to be prudent, to foresee evil before it happens.
Wholeheartedness thing, man.
Read that again, King.
I'm gonna continue down. Well, I'll read verse 32 to brother. It says, My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught, and if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. Verse 33, if thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding, and if thou bow thine ear, thou shalt be wise. It says, stand in the multitude of elders and cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. So it's important when you are babe in the truth, just bow your ear, and learn, and play your part and learn it, and listen to every godly discourse. So that way you can see, okay, this is how I answer if somebody comes with this. This is how I'm going to do this if somebody comes with that, right? It says, and if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his doors. You know what I'm saying? And this could be literally or on YouTube. If you see brothers that you like to watch, listen to their debates. Listen to how they bring it out. Listen, study them. Study what they say and what they do in those moments. It says, let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments, and then he shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thy own desire. So once you get stuff under your belt, then you're going to know, okay, now I can go here. Now I can go there. Okay, I'm wise here. Now I got to move on to this. Now I got to get more meat here. I got to get more milk here, so
we just got to stay steadfast in this thing. Can't give up.
Right.
I got in 32,
Mhm.
the word prudent, and I got something came over me about that, what we just read. Prudent, isn't that the fire, his fire in your feet to when you get the teaching or you study and you get the revelations of what he's really saying, that you start becoming on fire for his word? I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, prudent means to be cautious, be circumspect, be careful, what you do. That's being prudent. Like a prudent man foresee the evil and hide himself because he's cautious. He's aware of the evil. So when you're prudent, that means you're aware, you're cautious.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You're looking out for the good and the evil. You're alert. That's what prudent
On top of your game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Another word could be just discernful.
Yeah, discernful.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You know, you could see something stirring up, and you be like, okay,
Hold up. Right.
all right, it's time
I see
to
that.
get away, or
Right.
time to shut it down.
But at the same time, you're getting the fire of the Lord in you to get that discernment, right?
Right.
Right. Okay.
Right. That's why
Because the Lord requires that.
Right. That's why it says if you
Okay.
apply your mind,
Right.
then you shall be prudent. You will see certain situations and be circumspect in certain moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of our people, go ahead.
So I just wanted to say something real quick. So I have my granny. She when we come over to her house, she asks us why we wear the fringes, why we don't celebrate Christmas, stuff like that. And I was just trying to relate is that to be studying, and my mom says that I'm really smart for my age to know the Bible is because I know I know some of the stuff about it, and then she says I know why, and then I said no you don't, because she doesn't understand why we do it, and I tell her why we do this. It's because I said because we do it because we love God, we love Jesus, we love him.
Right. Right.
I mean, I love her too, but I don't love her more than God.
Sister got a zero on her though.
And like when you at your grandparents' house, when they try to feed you certain things, do you look out for that?
Yeah, I bring up scriptures about the birthdays, I think it was Jeremiah 14 through 17.
Alright. So that's being prudent. If she's looking out for what she eating inside the house, that's being prudent. That's being cautious, being aware. That's heavy, man.
All praises.
All praises.
That being said, that's it for me. I'd like to give a heart
Amazing, baby. I'm telling you, I'm so proud.